Today, exercise 7E. 7E is now still sketching, but sketching this time, instead of finding the x-intercept by factorizing, we're just going to use the quadratic formula straight off the bat. Okay, so you still need three things to sketch the graph. Again, reminder, this formula above here, that's your x-intercept, which is different to this one. That one's to find your turning point. So don't think that the two formulas are the same. They're not. It's the x-coordinate of the turning point, this rule. The other one is the x-intercept. Okay? All right. Reminder, the discriminant tells you a number of solutions, so it helps you quickly determine whether you have any axis-intercepts to solve. Shh, 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 shh. Thank you. Don't speak while I'm speaking. I find it highly disrespectful. Here we go. B squared minus 4AC is part of the formula, which is here. This will determine whether you're going to have any x-intercepts or not. If it's positive, when you square root it, obviously you're going to get a plus and a minus, so hence you get two different answers. Is it not? Oh. Did I swap it around? Oh. I must have edited the version. Sorry, let me, thank you for that. I'm going to pause the video. Now, we're going to start from here. So, we'll go right into the problem. Here we go. Let's try to sketch this graph. Y equals to 3x squared minus 6x plus 1. And remember, we're going to use the three key things we're going to find. But the easiest one to find first, what is that again? What's the easiest thing you can find? Y-intercept. What is the y-intercept? Just looking at the general equation, you should be able to tell me. 1, so 0, 1. Okay, so when x is 0, we can see that the y-coordinate's 1. So you got 1 point. That's technically half a point. Yeah? 3 marks for sketching. 1 is for axis-intercepts. 2 is shape. 3 is turning point. So you got half a mark so far. Next one. Turning point is the next one to find. You got two methods there. If you were to find the x-intercept and then find the average, fair call, you could do that. But you don't know if you have any axis-intercepts yet. So sometimes if you use that average of the x-axis intercepts, it could be a bit slower if there are no x-intercepts to begin with. So quickly determine how many x-intercepts you have. Let's go. Discriminant. B squared minus 4AC will tell you if you have any x-intercepts that you need to solve. What's my B here, Jaden? Not 6. Negative 6. Very good. Negative 6 squared. Oops, sorry, that looks like a B. Negative 6 squared minus 4 times. What's my A? 3 times C. 1. Very good. So here's my C. Here's my B. Here's my A. Putting them together, negative 6 squared is 36 minus 4 times 3 times 1, which is 12. Regardless, I don't really need to know the answer. I just need to know, is it positive or negative? In this case, it is positive, so I already know, yes, there are going to be two solutions. But since we're going to use quadratic formula to solve, it might benefit you to find the discriminant. 36 minus 12 gives you 24. Very good. Here we go. So we've done discriminant. We know there are x-intercepts. Now you can choose. Do you want to find the x-coordinate by doing negative b on 2a, or did you want to find the x-intercepts first and then halve it? It's up to you. Right? For me, I usually just like to go straight to completing the square and then just do it from there. But for today, let's check both methods. We'll do both just to show it. Let's say you chose method 1, x equals negative b on 2a to find the x-coordinate. Here we go. B, we already said was negative 6, and this is why I asked specifically. It's not just 6. It was negative 6 because it changes the x-coordinate over here. So if you didn't put the negative, that would be wrong here. So double negative is positive there. Over 2a, a is currently 3. So your answer is positive 6 over 6, which gives you 1. So that tells you the x-coordinate of your turning point is at 1. So right now I know it's 1, but I don't know what y is. How do you find the y-coordinate again? Molly gave us a hint before. What do you do to find y? Sub it in. So you sub it into the equation. 1 is over here, sub it back into the equation. So we go, y is equal to 3 times 1 squared minus 6 times 1 plus 1. That gives you now, I'm just going to write here, therefore, 2 solutions. Here we go, that's 3 minus 6 plus 1. 3 minus 6 is negative 3, plus 1 gives you now negative 2. You now know your turning point must be at 1, negative 2. That's one of the ways to do it. The other way, had you chosen a different method, so I'm going to call it 2A to find the turning point, but method A. Method B was you had to find the x-intercepts first. To find x-intercepts, we let x equal to 0, y equal to 0, but really, that's only if you want to factorize. Since we're not going to use factorizing, we're going to do quadratic formula. Let's test your memory. What was the quadratic formula again? Let's go with Andrea.
Negative b plus minus root of b squared minus 4ac over 2.
Beautiful. This is your quadratic formula. We already got B, we already got A, and we already know C, so it's all a matter of plugging in and play. So here we go. Subbing in B, which is negative of negative 6, plus minus square root. Now, you don't have to work out B squared minus 4AC, because you just did it before. You worked it out to be 24 before. So remember that? You did the B squared minus 4AC already. That was what you're square rooting. So it's already root 24 over 2 times A, which is 3. And I got to move up here now. Need a bit more space. That gives you now positive 6 plus minus. Now, how do you simplify? Root of 24. Back to surds. Root of 24 can be simplified to 2 root 6. Very good. 2 root 6 because it's 4 times 6 and root of 4 is 2. Divided by 2 times 3, which is 6. But you can simplify that. What common factor is in 6, 2 root 6, and 6? 2. They all have a common factor of 2. Divide this by 2, divide this by 2, divide this by 2. Or if you're wondering why you can do that, you can split up the fraction. It's 6 over 6 plus minus 2 root 6 over 6. And you can see that becomes 1 and that becomes 1/3. That's another way to do it. But I like to keep it all the same. So another way is you can find what's common about these two factors. Take out the 2 and you've got 3 plus minus root 6. And that's how you can cancel those 2 out. Okay, so 1 over 3. So that gives you x is equal to 3 plus or minus root 6 on 3, which is the same thing as dividing every term by 2. So what does that tell me? That means my x-intercepts are 3 plus root 6 over 3. That's 1. And, or you can have the second one is 3 minus root 6 on 3 with a y-coordinate 0. Now you got all of them. You've got the x-intercepts, but again, let's say if you went with 2b, can you see once you find the x-intercepts, now to find the turning point, it's a pain. You're going to have to find the average of those 2 x-intercepts and then sub y in. So out of the 2 methods, I usually don't do b unless the x-intercepts are nice whole numbers, things that you can find the average quickly. If it looks like that, I would totally just go back to this method. But like I said, my preferred method is complete the square. If I complete the square from the start, I would avoid doing all of this mess. Okay? So if you were to do method 2b, you would find the average of these two. X will equal to 3 plus root 6 over 3 plus 3 minus root 6 over 3 divided by 2. And that's a pain. The answer should come out to be 1, but we don't want to do this. Okay? I mean, you can. If you really wanted to do this, for those who are gaming enough to do this, denominators of numerator fraction is the same, so you can combine them. So it's 3 plus 3 root 6 plus root 6 minus root 6. So these cancel out. It's all over 2. 3 plus 3 is 6, so 6 divided by 3 divided by 2. And it works out to be 2 divided by 2, which ends up being 1. But that looks nasty, doesn't it? Okay, so I would say I wouldn't recommend this method, even though it gets you the exact same x value. negative b over 2a would be the quickest way to find your x coordinate and turning point. Okay? All right, now we've got them all. We've got the x-intercepts, we've got turning point, y-intercept. Now remember what I said. To sketch the graph, don't put in the points first in sketch it first. Get a rough idea. So if you visualize it. Y-intercept we said was at 1, wasn't it? Was it 1? Yeah, 1. So visualize it. You got 1 as the y-intercept. Is the graph positive or negative? Positive, because you can see that's a positive x squared there. That's a positive 3x squared. So I know it's a smiley shape. I know that the y-intercept is at 1. Okay, so smiley shape, it could either go like this, crossing through. So you have a couple of options. It could either look like this, or it could look like this. Because it has to cross through 1. And it's a smiley face, right? Turning point gives you an indicator of which side it would be on. The turning point you found was 1, negative 2. Can't be this one, because the x coordinate would be negative. That has to be over here, 1, negative 2. So when I draw it, I visualize it first, and I go, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Should look something like this. Draw the graph first, then label. That way your graph is one nice continuous curve, and when you label, it's not wrong. So it's 0, 1, turning point was 1, negative 2, so 1, negative 2. Label your x-intercepts. We had, oh yeah, well you got to tell me which one goes where. Which one goes where? You got your 2 x-intercepts. 3 plus root 6 over 3. Is it on the left or on the right?
Right.
On the right. Why?
Because it's bigger.
Yeah, it's bigger because you're adding 3 plus root 6 versus 3 minus root 6. Obviously, 3 plus would be bigger. So that's why the right-hand side has to be 3 plus root 6 on 3. And on the left has to be 3 minus root 6 on 3. There we go. That's your points all labeled, all in coordinates. Don't forget to label your x and y axes. And that is a perfect 3 marker. Shape is your 1 mark. Turning point is your 2nd mark. Axis intercepts labeled and usually in coordinates is your 3rd mark. That's what I look for. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for when I look at your techniques to see how did you get the x-intercept. That's the biggest point. How's that feel so far? Pretty good? That's chapter 7. So it really ties in how many of the skills, no matter which one, if you look back at your flowchart, it tells you which areas you can focus on. Is it the factorizing? Is it the quadratic formula that gives you still the same techniques to get the graph? Okay, your practice in chapter 7 is to get the graph. Applications is analyzing that. Okay? It's currently 9:40. Did you want me to do one more example? You're happy? Yeah? Yeah? No more? Okay, I'll do the solutions. And if you want to have a look, you can have a look or you can have a go yourself. Okay, so I'm going to stop the video here. I'll pause the video. All right, let's do this example. Y-intercept is clearly 0, negative 3. Turning point, we can use x equals negative b on 2a.
Like you can either like just factorize normally, then you need to square, then you can like
Negative 2.
then you can like null factor law, you can Samuel wants to Samuel, you should be able to cookie. Wait. Sam, can you check out audio? Sam, can you please check out audio?
No, I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Remember that 400 go at least $1,000. Yeah, that really would be. Back in mine, so Simon, these bullets really have felt for. Back in my day. Back in my day. Back in
Oh my god.
I feel like at that point you're old and wrinkly and you're
It's about
Back in my day. Be a good day. That's universal recognition. That was that. Sean, do you know that we have No.
You always have one. You know, like Chinese schools have
You say he doesn't
Huh?
try.
Wait, something's wrong.
You are.
What's that? 16.
a
16 plus 24, 40. For those who are watching, I made a mistake before. That was a -3. And what am I doing here? -4 plus minus. That's what? 2 root 5 root. What number? 8 times 5? 2 root 10? Since they wanted decimals, let's work out the decimals. We've got -0.581, -0.581, and alright, so if we were to sketch, what do we get? Turning point, y-intercept, says negative on the bottom, turning point, so it probably looks something like this. Does that look good? No, not really. Let's make it. It's more like this. Oh no, it can't be. It's a bit thin here, but wider out there. How does that work? Hiya. That's so weird. Wait, something's off. -1, -5. So -1, -5. How is it possible? No, something's off. What did I do wrong? Oh, it's negative 2. Negative 2. There we go. That makes more sense now. There we go. They want 2 decimal places? 2 decimal places. Alright, there's the answer for the next problem.